Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2019 Lexus LC500 Inspiration Series. Up front is a 5.0 liter V8 and down below is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Lexus LC500 because if you know anything about me, you know that this is one of, if not my favorite car that is still for a little bit on sale. It is absolutely blissful. This is the Inspiration Series, which they only made 100 of for 2019. It came with this yellow exterior paint, yellow interior accents, some carbon fiber, things like that. And so somehow Lexus has made one of the most special cars that they've ever built even more special with that paint and package, and I'm so excited to share this one with you here today. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 5-liter V8 up front. Well, it puts out 471 horsepower, and you feel every bit of it. It is a truly sensational drivetrain, not only in the fact that it makes great power and sounds absolutely amazing, but also the fact that it's incredibly reliable. These V8s can take a beating. And so, where can you find a comfortable, sporty touring coupe that will also go 250,000 miles on just basic maintenance? You're not getting that from Porsche. You're not getting that from Mercedes. You're getting that from Lexus. And that is one of the very beautiful things about this engine. However, the soundtrack has to be the other. That, funny enough, is actually the exact sound that the angels make when you make it to heaven. That's it. That's the sound. At least that's the sound I want to hear. Oh, I wish I could plug an aux cord into the tailpipe and shove it into my eardrums. I don't care if it perforates my eardrum. I want this sound played all day, every day, through every speaker and every facet that I can get the sound to play through. It is amazing. This car sounds so good, and this is the completely stock exhaust. Like I said, paired to it is a 10-speed automatic transmission. And I gotta be honest, here in the 2019, it feels a little bit laggier and a little bit more hesitant. They seem to have smoothed it out as time has gone on with their later 10 speeds. This feels a little bit on the awkward side, and I didn't expect that out of the LC500. Of course, this could be a single case basis, but as of now, it's just a little strange. Last but not least, of course, the LC500 is rear wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the LC500? Well, I imagine it's similar to marrying the Queen, hitting a grand slam, or winning the lottery. It is so unapologetically great. It is one of the best driving cars I've ever driven ever. Is it the best handling? No. And it's not the fastest, but it does everything very well. It has a good ride, it has great power, sounds great, and it's agile enough to have fun. There are cars that handle better, but this encompasses everything well together. It mixes it together in a giant stew as opposed to leaving everything separate. It boils it together for one solid, unrestrained driving experience. Visibility is okay, and that's actually somewhat of a downside with the hardtop that we'll talk about later on. But ride quality is good. I've driven these cross country before. They're phenomenal, and I am going to own one. I don't know when, but I hope sooner rather than later. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I do have a digital gauge cluster. Now, it is kind of interesting because when you hit a button on the steering wheel, this physical part of the gauge cluster actually moves over. Kind of a weird look. However, it's very, very cool. I think the gauges are easy to read, easy to see, and I like them a lot. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our selectors for that gauge cluster screen, as well as the move over button, if you want to call it that. Volume, voice commands, and off to the right, we have adaptive cruise, as well as skip track. We have paddle shifters around the back. Absolutely love to see this. And up over the gauge cluster to the left, we have our traction control and snow mode. And off to the right, we have custom, normal, comfort, and eco, as well as sport and sport plus mode. So very cool to see all of that. Off to the left, we do have a climate vent. We have our gauge dimmer switch and trip odometer, as well as our trunk release, head-up display, and gas cap release. And moving on to the door, we have the latch get in and out, memory seats, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows, but then you get this really nice yellow Alcantara that goes down the door. Absolutely love this. It's rare that you see yellow on the interior of cars, and I really like that. It helps this car feel much more special, as if the LC500 needed any help feeling special or cool. Moving into the center, we do get our infotainment. This is the older style system, so for the 2024 model year, they actually updated this, got rid of parts of this, made it a lot easier to use. So if you are frustrated by this experience, you can get a 2024 and up, and it's going to be fixed. But it's fine. It does the job. It does have climate concierge in it and things like that. And here's the backup camera in case you were curious. And off to the right, we get an analog clock. Down below, we do get a climate vent with the hazard switch, our physical climate controls. This does have dual zone climate, which is very nice, and a CD player. Kind of a relic of yesteryear there. However, that is paired to our Mark Levinson sound system, which is always phenomenal. And we have a single cup holder. We'll do a big freaking bottle test. It fails. We all knew it would, and it does. Then we do have some menu, buttons, volume, seek track, and whatnot. We have the awful Lexus touchpad, which works enough. It's whatever. I just personally hate this pad. I think it's very useless, and I don't think it's very good. Now, in the convertible model, this little panel right here would actually flip up for the power top options, but of course, because this isn't the convertible, you don't get anything there. You do have the shifter off to the left. This shares a shifter style with the Prius, and you have the auto holding brake, and you have a little button to raise and lower the rear spoiler. Absolutely love that. And I haven't driven an LC500 with the deployable spoiler yet, so very, very cool. We do have a center console, nothing too crazy there. And we have the seats. The seats are heated, ventilated, power, and memory. They are very, very comfortable. As I've mentioned, I've done cross-country drives. I actually drove an LC500 from Chicago, Illinois to Niagara Falls, Canada, and back. I have a whole video on my channel about it, and I was supremely comfortable the entire time. So these seats are very good. What seats are not very good are the back seats, and I'm not going to shove myself back there. I've shoved myself in the back of LC500 coupes before. It is not a pleasurable experience, and I don't feel like putting myself through it again. So take my word, these seats, no bueno. The trunk is relatively bueno. We were able to fit a whole weekend's worth of travel gear, duffel bags, things like that in the trunk. It's not super spacious, but you're not buying this car as a replacement for a U-Haul truck. I mean, this is a weekender, and you could fit a duffel bag in there. You could fit a golf club set in there, but that's about it. You're not going to get anything too crazy into the trunk of an LC500, but I don't care if the trunk was a teacup because this car is so good. Now we got to talk about the looks. Obviously, this is finished in a beautiful shade of yellow. This was for the Inspiration series. This is very, very rare. I haven't seen many other yellow LC500s besides when I went to the 2020 Chicago Auto Show and they had one on display there. That is when this car really started to make an impression on me. And of course, I'm happy to now be driving the yellow one that started my love affair with this automobile. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Lexus LC500 Inspiration series? One of the many, many LC500s that I've now driven here on the channel. Well, I love it. Here's the thing. I will continue to review LC500s until I've done every model year, every color, every interior trim, every option, every box you could physically check I will keep reviewing LC500s. Anytime someone says, hey, do you want to drive my LC500? I will be at their doorstep before they can even hit send on that message. This car is so brilliant, and I know it's so brilliant. I know this isn't just me gassing it up, because I talk to a lot of my industry friends. We drive thousands and thousands of cars a year. We drive everything new. We drive it all. And we always agree that this is one of the best vehicles on sale. One of the best cars possibly ever made. And I really truly believe that this is going to sort of be my generation's or my era's crown jewel. Years from now, I'm going to say, I can't believe I was working at the same time that they were selling these cars. The fact that I've had these cars for week-long periods of time. The fact that I've had 4 press loans of it. I have spent equivalently a month of my life driving the LC500 every single day as a daily driver. I love this car. I love it. And so now that it's starting to end production, I think we are going to lose something very, very special. When the last one rolls off the assembly line, it's going to be a sad day, because there will now be a finite number of LC500s available. But it will also be a happy day, because we can look back on the LC500 and all that it gave us, all that it gave me, all of the memories, all of the drives, all of those V8 snarls that I've ever wanted. It has given me something to strive for. It has given me something that I want in the future. The Lexus LC500 is the best Grand Tourer. And honestly, I think it's one of the best cars that Toyota Lexus has ever made. Ever. It's well built, it's reliable, it's fun, it's comfortable, it's loud, it's everything. It is truly, truly everything I could ever want in a car. And now to be driving the Inspiration series is just a little bit more special. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Michael for letting me borrow his LC500 and living out even more of my dreams. This car is so beyond wonderful. Michael has been wonderful to work with, and I'm so appreciative of him letting me film this. What an amazing, amazing automobile, and Michael is an amazing person. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.